Hi, Joe. This is day 32 of our quarantine. I am going to break social distancing today so I can do some gentle yoga with my life friend, Philippe. Please join us. Hi, welcome. My name is Joe. We are here for some gentle yoga. This is day 32 of the quarantine. I will be doing yoga with my life partner, Philippe. Philippe, would you join us? Say hi, Philippe.
Hi, Philippe.
Let's go ahead and come to a standing pose. We're going to find out what our body's doing right now and pay attention to that through our breath and just simply listening to our bodies, okay? So let's go ahead and close our eyes, and we are going to stack our bodies. With our feet, just make sure they're hips width apart, toes pointed forward, and feel the four corners of your feet. From there, I want you to make sure that your knees are right above those ankles. Don't lock those knees. There should always be a slight bend in those knees. And then right above those knees, you're going to have your hips. So at this point, you got your ankles, knees over your ankles, and then your hips over your knees. So imagine yourself being stacked. Go ahead and engage those glutes, engage those abs, and then you want to have your shoulders over those hips, and then in between your shoulders you are obviously going to have your neck and head. If there's a mirror in front of you, go ahead and look at yourself in your eyes. If not, go ahead and drop that chin down just a little bit, but try to make yourself nice and tall without completely stretching out your body, making sure that your natural curves are engaged. Slight bend in those knees, curve in your spine, and then your tallest part should be the crown of your head. Let's go ahead and close your eyes and find your breath. Long, deep breaths here. You're going to feel that chest engage and grow with the inhales, and then with the exhales, it will collapse ever so slightly. And when you finish your exhale, begin to inhale again. And find that rhythm. Inhale, exhale. We'll be here for about 3 more rounds of breath. Last round of breath. Exhale. And then when we begin our new inhale, inhale those arms up. We're coming into Tadasana or mountain pose. Feel yourself nice and tall. Notice that breath. You might be feeling a little warm at this point. Keep breathing. And then with your next exhale, bring those palms together, hands down to heart center. At this time, I invite you to create an intention for today's class. This intention can be a little prayer for yourself, for someone in your life, or you can dedicate it to the whole world. I know there's a lot of people out there struggling right now. I like to dedicate my practice today to them. With your next exhale, release that prayer, let it go out into the world. And let's drop those hands back down by your sides. Let's bring that attention back to our bodies and back to our breath. Let witness this. Just feel that breath. Exhale. And then on your inhales, you're going to incorporate those arms. We're going back up into mountain pose. We're not going to be here long. You're going to grab that left wrist with your right hand. Exhale over to the right side. You are stretching out the left side. Try to keep those ears away from your biceps. Make yourself nice and long, even though there's a curve in your body. You should be feeling a nice stretch on the outer part of your body. For me, I feel this stretch from my elbow all the way down to my hips. Breathe. Alright, and on our next inhale, come on up. Release that left wrist, grab your right wrist. Exhale over to the left side. Keep breathing. One of the benefits of yoga is is the ability to ignore external stimuli. And just focus on the now. You know, and during this time, sometimes we don't have the best privacy, so we have to make do with what we have. So let's return to our breath. Next, inhale, come back up. Exhale those arms down by your side. Let's incorporate a little bit of shoulder rolls here. Remember, we're just doing some gentle yoga today. Pause, and let's go the opposite way. Alright, let's come to a stop. Let's go ahead and put our hands on our hips. And let's do some hip circles. We want nice and tight. One more round. Pause. Let's go the opposite way. Alright, let's come to a stop. Let's go down. We're putting our hands on top of our knees, not on our knees, but above them. And let's roll those knees. Pause. And let's go the other way. And then I want you to separate those knees. This is our last one. Let's inhale up. Come back up. And let's stretch out our toes a little bit. Let's step on top of those toes. We're just stretching them. Nothing more. We don't give a lot of attention to our toes. While you're doing your toes, you can also be doing your hands. Let's warm up those hands. Get them ready for some yoga. Alright, and let's come back to a standstill. Let's inhale up. Back to mountain pose. Swan dive down. Bringing those hands down to our mat. Belly on our thighs. We're folded in half at our hips. Just feel that stretch in your lower back, in your hamstrings. Alright, now I want you to switch your focus from those hamstrings to your quads. Engage those quads. You feel a difference in this stretch? Let's go a little bit deeper. You're going to inhale, hands on your shins. Long back, you're looking down at the mat. Exhale, down. Reverse swan dive back up. We're in mountain pose. Bring those hands together. Bring them down to your heart. Just pause. Inhale back up. Forward fold. Plant your hands. Step back. We're going back into a high plank. Let's find those perfect planks, folks. Again, always try to make sure your body is stacked. You're nice and broad across those shoulders. Below your shoulders are your wrist. Your abs are engaged. Your glutes are engaged. And imagine yourself in a straight line from the crown of your head to the heels of your feet. Let's go ahead and exhale down to the mat, nice and slow. When you reach the mat, release those feet. Hands are below your shoulders. Inhale up. We can can go up into an upward dog or into a cobra like to leave. Exhale down. Curl those toes. Push back. Downward dog. Let's pedal those feet. Let's try to bring those heels down to the mat. Keep moving those heels down. I'm just hungry. Alright, come to a pause. Walk those feet to our hands. We're still in a downward fold. Inhale, up, hands on your shins, straight spine, you're looking down. Forward fold, reverse swan dive back up. Bring those hands to heart center. Take a round of breath. Make yourself comfortable. Inhale back up. Forward fold. Halfway lift. Plant your hands, step back. We're going back into a high plank. This time we're going to switch up. We're going to drop down to our knees. So we're in a tabletop pose. Hands, your wrists are below your shoulders, knees below your hips, straight spine, you're looking down at your mat. On an inhale, you're going to lift your head and tailbone up into the air, nice and high. Feel that concave arch. You're going to fill up, and when you begin to exhale, you're going to slowly arch that spine towards the sky. Exhale, begin to go in the opposite direction. You're like a wave. You are going in and out. Notice the different muscles stretching out during this dynamic movement. A few more. I won't keep you here too long. But it certainly does feel good. Alright, on your exhale, return to neutral spine. And take a breath in. And then exhale back into a child's pose. Find that breath. Sink down. Breathe and relax. Alright, as we get ready to come on out, we're going to inhale up, back to tabletop. Let's go ahead and switch those legs around. We're going to find our way down to our bums. We're going to come out in Dandasana, straight legs, toes pointed up, straight spine, the roof, the high point of your head pointing up, being the tallest part. Inhale those arms up, exhale forward. Forward fold. Remember, this is gentle yoga today. Just filling out your stretches. For me, I went to work and I did a lot of sitting, or I did a lot of stair climbing, one-story stair climbing, so this stretch feels really good right now. Next inhale, come back up. And let's go ahead and inhale that right leg inward. If you're close to someone, make an adjustment so you don't run into them. Make yourself nice and tall. You're on those sit bones. Those are those two bony parts in your bum. Leg nice and long, toes still up. Let's inhale those arms up. And then on an exhale, begin to fold forward. You might be able to grab around your foot. If not, you can plant your hands wherever they fall on the mat, on your shins. You can hold on to your leg. Do whatever feels good. Now, if you look at Felive here, she is grasping around her foot. Let's go deeper into this. Let's breathe. One more round of breath. And then on your exhale, let's release those hands. And when you begin to inhale, inhale those arms up nice and tall. Exhale those hands down. Let's switch legs. Let's bring that left leg in. Again, find those sit bones. Make yourself nice and comfortable. If you notice a difference between your right side and left side, just become aware of that. Take an inventory. Inhale those arms up. And exhale over. Maybe on this side you're able to grab your feet. Maybe you're not. Maybe you're more comfortable holding onto your ankle. Each of our bodies are very much different. Just accept where you're at today. And breathe. Alright, a couple more rounds of breath. Enjoy this stretch. Next, exhale, release those hands wherever they're at. And on your inhale, come back up. Bring those hands down. Let's bring out both of our legs. Let's do one more forward fold and see if we're actually, if you notice a difference, if you're a little bit deeper in this forward fold. Inhale those arms up. Exhale down. Sink down. Breathe. Felipe, did you get a little bit deeper on this one? After doing the one sides?
I don't know. I don't remember. I'm living in the now, Joe.
You're supposed to be living in the now with an inventory.
Alright, let's release those hands. Exhale up. Bring those hands down. Very good. Everyone at home, you look like you're doing great. Today I would like to give a shout out to Liz. How you doing, Liz? How's work? How's family? Hopefully all is well. So let's go ahead and let's bring the soles of our feet together. Let's bring them in. Our knees are going to be pointing outward. You're nice and tall still. You can be holding on to your feet wherever you feel comfortable. And ideally we would like to have our heels close to our pubic bone. So for me, I'm about 2 fists away. How close are you, Felipe?
I don't know.
About a fist. And we're all different. We're all at different points, so never compare yourself to others. I usually just ask others so other people are aware that everyone is different and not as a comparison. Alright. This time we're going to exhale forward and we're going to walk our hands out. You should be feeling this in your back, lower back, in your arms, in your hips, in your outer thighs. Where else would you feel this,
Your
Felipe?
legs, your inner legs.
I said that.
Did you?
Yes. And let's walk those hands back. Come back up. Take a round of breath. Inhale. Exhale. On our next inhale. On our next exhale, you're going to walk back out. Nice and slow. See if you can go just a tiny bit deeper, and that might not be much actually. Or it could be the same. And let's stay here for a round of breath. Inhale. Exhale. Next inhale. Let's come back up. Make sure you're nice and tall. Stretch out those legs. Let's grab that right leg. I would like to focus on our feet a little bit. I know Philippe did the other day. And I just think this is just good practice to focus on the little parts of our bodies that we don't pay attention to sometimes. So let's massage our toes. Work your way down. Be very systematic. I like to work through layers. Stopping where you need to. Work your way down to your heels. Massage those heels. Alright, so now I would like for you to, with your left hand, you can grab your right foot, lift it up, or you can rest your foot into the inside elbow of your left arm, and then your right hand and left hand can grasp, and you are rocking your baby. You know, for many years, Philippe thought this was called the ugly baby pose.
So did you.
Yes, we did, didn't we? All right. Come to a standstill. Release your right hand. Grab your right toes. You're going to extend your leg out. And you're going to open and close. Open and close. Let's do one more. Open. Feel that stretch. And close. And let's bring that leg down and stretch it out. If you need to make an adjustment, please do. Let's bring our left leg over. For me, I have a real big difference between my right side and left side. On my left side, my left knee sticks up real high. You might notice that if you review these tapes. You'll see that notice. Let's do the toes. Massage those toes. And begin to systematically, once again, work your way down your foot, stopping where you need to. Spend a little bit extra time in those tender spots, those hard spots, those tight spots. Work your way down. And when you work your way down to that heel, make sure you work your way down and around that heel and give it the massage that you desperately need today. Alright. This time we're going to place our left foot into the inside of our right ankle, our elbow. Bring it in. Interlace your hands and let's rock that baby. Breathe. And stretch. And let's pause. Grab your left side toes with your left hand, stretch out, open, and close. Open and close. Open and close. And let's go ahead and bring that down. You ever notice it's the little things that bring you closer to the people in your life? Yeah. Let's go ahead and work our way down to our back. Doesn't that feel good?
Yes.
All right, we're going to stay here for a moment. We're going to, our feet are planted. Try to have your heels close to your bum as possible. Your knees are up in the air. And just feel your back body on the mat. Remember, this is relaxation yoga. Your arms are by your side. Go ahead and close your eyes. Let's take a few rounds of breath. All right, 2 more rounds of breath. One more. And then exhale, straighten out those legs. Arms by your sides. Now we're going to do a little bit of lower abs. Make sure you're nice and comfortable. Feet up in the air. Your toes pointed up in the air. And then on an inhale, you're going to lift those legs up about 10 to 11 inches, and you're going to breathe. The lower you go, the harder this becomes. For me, I like to start off a little bit higher so I can make sure I'm doing okay. And then I'll lower down until I feel it in my lower abs. And keep breathing. Don't try to hold that breath. Feel the engagement of those abdominals. And breathe. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Relax down. Sometimes doing a little bit of hard work certainly makes the relaxation great.
So is that what we're in now? Shavasana?
Yes. Let's settle in to Shavasana. Feel your body melt into the mat. All right, we're going to begin doing a relaxation journey of our body. Yoga. So make sure you're nice and comfy. Go ahead and close your eyes. We're going to take a journey of our body. So at the beginning of practice today, I had everyone notice where they're at, notice where their feet were, their ankles, knees, hips, and then shoulders. We're going to do a similar one. This time we're lying on our backs, eyes are closed. And I simply just want you to relax. Notice how your body's laying on the mat. Notice all those spaces that are touching. Notice all the spaces that are not. You might be in a modified pose like Philippe, or you're completely stretched out. And just notice how your body is, and just breathe. Just simply breathe. And I want you to transition away from that body to your breath. And just feel yourself relax. Going deeper into relaxation. You know, one of the things that I noticed about our modern world was that we always had to keep control over certain situations, things, people, so we can control the outcomes to how we want them. And for me, what this last month has really solidified with me is that, you know, I can go to classes and I teach these classes or guide people into yoga poses, and I always tell people the only thing that we have control over is our breath. And this last month has really solidified that for me, and I truly know that all I have is control of my breath. And once I know that I have control of my breath, I'm able to go from that breath and know That's all I have control over. I don't have control over COVID. I don't have control if I get it or not, if I have my job tomorrow, or anything. And so, let's not go too deep into that, but let's go back to that breath. And just feel your chest rising and fall. Notice the inhale of your chest rising up towards the heavens. And then exhale. Notice how your back body melts into the mat, melting into the earth. And begin to inhale again, rising towards the heavens. And then exhale, melting back into the earth. You know, with like our other yoga poses, we feel that maybe we're a wave. And here again, we are a wave. We're a wave of our body rising towards the heavens and melting down towards the earth. And we're just oscillating back and forth. We'll stay here for a few more rounds. This time, from our breath, I want you to bring that awareness back to your body. And we're going to begin taking a journey of body awareness. We're going to start off with our fingers and our toes. I want you to notice all 10 fingers, all 10 toes. And with your breath, I want you to notice each one individually. Notice your thumbs, forefingers, middle fingers, index fingers, and your pinkies. Bring your awareness down to your toes. Notice your big toes, second toes, third toes, fourth toes, and then your little pinky toes. Notice all those digits individually and together. From your toes, we're going to begin with our feet. Send that awareness down towards your soles of your feet. Notice the nooks and crannies, the crackling of your skin, the smoothness of your skin. Work your way down to your heels. Bring that awareness over your heels, into your ankles, over the tops of your feet, and begin moving up your legs, over your shins, calves, moving up to your knees, behind your knees, into your upper legs. As you journey up, notice every little thing, your muscles, skeleton, veins, arteries, the skin, your hair, freckles, and you're just moving up those legs. We're beginning to move into our pelvic region, into our glutes, moving up, feel those abdominals. Notice the transition of your glutes into the small of your back. Notice all those organs, muscles. Notice the spine. Notice the sacrum. And you're moving into the lumbars. And as you move up, notice how small those spinal vertebrae become. along the way, you continue to have your abdominal muscles. Notice your internal organs, intestines, stomach, spleen, liver. We're moving into our rib cage, lungs and heart, our pectoral muscles. Our spinal column is getting smaller. We're in the thoracic region. Working our way up towards our shoulders, clavicle, and let's move that awareness down our arms, over our shoulders, into our biceps and triceps, down into our elbows, into our forearms, and down into our hands. Notice the tops of your hands. Notice those fingers once again. Notice the palms of your hands. And let's move that awareness back up into our arms, headed off into our shoulders, and let that awareness meet in the center at our neck, and we'll continue to send that awareness upward along our necks. Notice your vertebrae as it descends into the back of your skull, into your hairline. Notice the shape of your skull, all the dips and curves of your skull. It's not entirely smooth. Work your way around your cranium and down your hairline into your forehead. Notice your eyebrows. Send your awareness to your eyes. At your eyes, notice how your lashes are entwined, how your top lid rests on your bottom lid, and then notice the insides of your eye. Notice your eye color, the shape of your eye. Notice your pupil. And let's keep moving that awareness down our nose. Notice the bridge of your nose. Notice the shape of your nose, its width. Notice the intake of cool air on the inhales, and notice the slightly warmer air on the exhales. From there, we'll move down to our mouth. Notice the way that your lips are touching. Notice where they don't. Notice the shape of your lips, the fullness or thinness. Moving inward, notice your teeth. Notice how your top teeth rest upon your bottom teeth. Notice the insides of your cheeks, the roof of your mouth, your tongue, that space below your tongue. Notice all your teeth, and then send that awareness down your tongue as it runs to the back of your throat and gently disappears. Let's bring that awareness to the outsides of our face. Notice your cheeks, cheekbones, chin, jawline, and run that awareness up your jawline until it meets your ears. Notice the shape of your ears. Are they small? Are they big? Notice all the nooks and crannies. Notice the sound of my voice as it goes from your outer ear to inner ear. Notice your whole entire body. Notice everything together. Notice your right side from your left, top from your bottom. And then let that awareness soak into every corner, every space of your body. And finding that breath. Find your inner pit bull.
Mouth to mouth.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, at this point we would naturally just come out of this breath. We would slowly wake the body back up. And then we would find our way into a nice seated position. It is cold in here, Flea.
That's why I wanted a blanket.
Let's make sure you're nice and tall.
Sit.
Let's bring your hands to heart center.
Sit. Look. Look over there.
Let's bow in gratitude. Bringing our hands to our third eye. Namaste.
Namaste.